guys, welcome to day 2. I am excited about today because we are going through this the way that I actually plan out my month. So the first thing that I always do and that I kind of came to my own realization with was that I was setting goals and doing things that didn't matter to me. So I would get to the end of the month or worse, the year, and this really came from a place of pain, and sometimes change does. So if you're in this place where you're frustrated and angry or even embarrassed, and you're like, I don't feel like I'm accomplishing things, I am here to help you. But sometimes I want you to know that that can create a magical thing, like a realization. And for me, what happened was at the end of the day, week, month, and the year, I would feel this feeling of, I can't tell you what I did. And that was the line I used. So Andre would come home from work back whenever he worked a corporate job and I was trying to build our business, and he would come home and be like, so what'd you do today? He didn't mean anything by it, but it would trigger me because I would just say, I don't know. I can't tell you what I did today. I don't know what I accomplished because everything that I was doing just seemed so random for everyone else but my own goals and our future. And I was therefore just in this hamster wheel of frustration because I didn't feel like I was accomplishing things or ever able to check the boxes on stuff that moved the needle towards things that actually freaking mattered to me. So let's talk about that, shall we? And let's figure out your goals. So here's what I asked yesterday. And in case you missed yesterday, definitely go back and watch because that was the kickoff for everything. And if ever you fall back a day, go watch the last video. Most videos are going to be about 5 minutes. Yesterday's depending on how you're listening. If you're listening on the podcast, amazing. But if you're watching the video, I love like the visual hangout. It's kind of like we're having a little cup of coffee together. We've got some pre-workout in here. Keeps me going. But what I want for you is that you can come in here and do this as a daily habit. This is literally how I start my day. And so this reasoning of starting out with my top 10 goals is so that I can keep my top 10 goals in front of me every single day, and I rewrite them out every single day. Half of that is for repetition. The other half is so that I actually have a to-do list that moves the needle and that matters. So I'm going to take you through this exercise that will probably help you be able to figure out your top 10 goals. And let's just talk this month. Let's figure that out. So yesterday you might have jotted down some ideas of things that really mattered to you, of things that you wanted. Let's do this together. So I'm going to grab my planner. And like I said yesterday, I don't share my own stuff very often because half of the stuff is going to give things away. I can't even share everything in here. But I'm going to go through the way that I figure out my top 10 goals. And that's through thinking about it from a life category standpoint. And there's a lot of life categories. I'm going to name you, I think I've got 6 here. So let's go through them together. And what I like to do is try and just touch on different parts of my life depending on what season I'm in. So I never write out a top 10 goal in my planner or on my notebook or however you're writing this out. It can be on Post-it notes. You can have 10 Post-it notes, but you're going to write out 10 goals. And this is often the hardest part because we don't give ourselves the time to think about what we really, really want. We just write out things that we think that society tells us that we want. I'm going to work out and I'm going to be healthy. That's not a goal. I want you to set a measurable actual goal. Like I'm going to do 31 workouts this month. I want to lose 5 pounds. Like usually a number needs to be associated to it. So I'm going to give you some categories of life. You can write these down and my goal with this is to hopefully just jog your memory and to get the wheels turning that you're like, oh dang, that's what I want. And as you start thinking about them, just write them down. So first category would be health. I've shared this before. If you don't have your health, you don't have anything. So usually start with your health. Usually for me, actually, my health categories are right at the top. So I'll share a couple with you. At the top of mine, I have wake up before 4:30. I know that that's extreme, but I noticed a hole in my day and in my week and in my month that when I was waking up earlier, I was actually moving the needle. Like I am hyper freaking productive in the morning and I'm guaranteed to get a workout in whenever I wake up early. If I don't, less stuff happens. So I just thought, well, there's your missing piece of the puzzle, Angie. Wake up. So the goal is wake up at 4:30 or before 4:30, be downstairs at 4:50 so that I can take that Instagram picture. If you know, you know. And that to me, that's part of my health. That's like my mental health. That's so that I don't have a dang meltdown by the end of the day and I don't feel like I have enough time to get stuff done. I just love it. And I love that peaceful time. It works for me. So that's literally a goal. But do you notice how there's a number associated to it? I want to wake up at 4:30 a.m. every single day of the week we could call it like 6 or 5 days a week if we really want to put a number to it, but I have like a measure of what I want. So to me, that goes under health because it's very much for me mental health. It's productivity, it's all of that. You can categorize that however you want. I'm just trying to jog your memory. So health would be exercise, eating healthy. Last month, that was a goal. Cook dinner every single day was my goal. Because I noticed that whenever I was following a meal plan and I was cooking my own meals instead of Uber Eatsing everything, I was achieving some goals and I wanted to be healthier. Sleep can be a goal, water can be a goal, mental health can be a goal, meditation can be a goal. So for me, I usually my top 10 goals in my planner always start with health. So I have wake up before 4:30 or at 4:30 and then work out daily, every single day. If you know me, sweat or stretch every single day, do something. Go for a walk, do yoga, or sweat it out, whatever you want. So right now I'm doing a workout called Sure Thing and it's awesome. It's about 30 minutes and that's what I did this morning. So those are my first 2 goals. The next category would be relationships. And again, I'm just jogging your memory here. So relationships, friends and family, your significant other, you can have a goal to have a date night once a week, once a month, whatever that might be. Family time, 1 hour a day that you just like sit down, you play board games, no phones, that type of stuff. Like think about what do you really want? Work, time management, fulfillment, stress management. So for me, the number 3 goal on my list is goals. And what that means for me is I have a plan in my planner to use my planner every single day. Now, here's what that includes for me. When I wake up early and I meditate, this is the sequence that I do it in, so you can do the same thing. In my app that I use in the Fit Gym, it's included that I have meditations. So I do a 4-minute meditation while I'm stretching at the end of my workout. And in my meditation, I just think about how I want my day to go. And I think about the stuff that I want, like the big stuff, like the crazy stuff that, is very personal. But like you guys have some ideas of things that I have big goals of. And I think about that stuff. That's one of my things that I want to make sure that I'm doing every single day. The other thing that I want to make sure that I'm doing is doing this, what we're doing right now, making the time to do these things and writing the stuff down in my planner. So today, goals was for me planning out my day and meditating. To me, like mental health for me, that is everything, but it's also stress management, it's time management, it's assessing what I need to do, it's everything. So that was number 3. I'm looking at my list right now because I'm like, how much of this do I share? But I'm hopefully jogging your memory. And don't just listen. Don't just watch me. You better be like noting your own. Like I hope that you're jogging your memory and that you've got at least 3 of your goals written down. So we've gone through 2 life categories, a third. Oh no, we did 3 life categories. We did health, relationships, work. Okay, finances. Do you have a financial goal? I do not this month on my goals list. I feel like that's one area of my life that I feel good. I mean, next month we might change that, but I don't usually write down like budget, short-term, long-term goals. I mean, right now might be on the next month one because I got like this big goal that I have a monetary number of something that I am working towards. So whatever floats your boat, whatever you see and what I'm saying right now, if you're like, yeah, that motivates me. Like if you wake up in the morning, you're like, yeah, that would be great. Maybe there's like a monetary number to something that you want to buy that will help with a sense of freedom, or the monetary number, as crazy as it might be, but that number. What's the goal? Maybe it's something that you need to save up to, whatever that might be. So finances. Fun is the next category. So hobbies, reading. You guys will often see this on my to-do list. I often share in not my to-do list, but my top 10 goals to read. This month it is not because I'll be lucky if I have time to read this month, but I will probably try and make time for it. I love reading, especially fiction stuff. Like it's fun for me. I love it. So travel, dates can be on that, quality time with your friends, fun stuff. I feel like one of the categories that I love to touch on, especially as a creative person, is creativity. Like creating stuff, videos. Like for me, creating stuff, DIYs, whatever that might be, it matters to me. So that can be a category. And then the last one that I have on here, and again, this is just to jog your memory, this can go beyond because I have way more on here. Spirituality, which doesn't necessarily need to mean any specific religion. I'm not trying to get like polarizing here, but think about it from, mindfulness, your own contribution, the meditation thing that I said could go in there, but just your own connection, getting outside with nature, that can be it. So let's just call that, your mental health area. So on here, on my top 10 goals, like I said, I can't share all of them, but I can share most of them. I am still working on my own website, which I might eventually delegate, but that's on my list. Merch. to create, I don't know why I'm going like this. I have a tank top under here, but to create the merch and to design that and to get that website up, that was on there. To take sample pictures, to receive all the samples, to take the photos. Yes, I did that also. Andre, every single day is like, Angie, you need to delegate. Like, you can't do all of this. And I'm like, but I want to do it because I like the way. So if you're like that, I get you. But, we can all work towards it. I can't share the details of this, but the production of the planner, I definitely cannot share the next one. Creativity, like for me, my business is YouTube and posting on Instagram. So those are two different categories: to film and create and edit and post videos. So that is literally, I have 31 videos as my goal for the month and 31 posts. So whatever your month looks like to you, these things don't have to be big or small. It can be just something that matters to you. So an example that I can share with you, because a couple of people asked me on Instagram, is, why does it say class on your, someone got a glimpse of my top 10 my top 10 goals. And they said, what's class? Like, what are you going to school? And I write that as, for me, I love to learn something. And I was getting so tired of listening to audiobooks and personal development. And I'm just being super real right now. I much prefer this, like, teach me something. Take me to church, like, teach me something. Don't just, tell me how I should be acting and make me feel like I'm inferior. I hope that connects, because for me, I couldn't listen to one more personal development book or read one more personal development book. I was like, I just feel like I'm just self-assessing my own flaws and how much it's almost like I need to change this and this and this, but I'm not putting it into action. This is putting it into action. So for me, instead of reading or doing personal development, right now, the only reading I'm doing is all fiction, which I love. To me, it's like, that's almost mindset for me. So that works. But doing a class, I almost call it like YouTube University. So I'll find a YouTube channel on a tutorial or like a work session like this, and I will do one video a day while I'm doing my makeup. And the video can be as short as 7 minutes, like nothing long, but that's one of my top 10 goals. So do you have your top 10 goals? This can be anything from your workouts to eating healthy, to getting outside more, to playing with your kids, for spending quality time, no phones for an hour a day, to reading a book before bed, to going to bed at a certain time, to waking up at a certain time like me, to producing something for your social media or for your own business, maybe on the side. What do your top 10 goals look like? And what actually freaking matters to you? Not to someone else, not to what other people think you need to be doing, but to you. So with that said, tomorrow we're going to dive in deeper. We're going to get to it. Today was a really good and productive day, and I know we went a bit longer, but the days are going to start to get quick and short and efficient, and we're going to move the needle on a lot of stuff. So with that said, we will see you tomorrow. Let's go.